funny old car, this one, to review, because it's almost like Mercedes is treating you like a donkey and they're waving a little carrot in front of your face, and every time you try and grab it, they take it away from you. The reason why I say that is because this car has all the magnificence of Mercedes engineering, but it just lacks in power, etc, etc. 0 to 60 test. 3, 2, 1, 0. And that's in sport mode, which doesn't seem to really make much difference. Whatever subtle difference it makes, I don't notice them. Now, this car is like having a world-class chef make you soup, and all you're given to eat it with is a fork. Maybe even a garden fork. The car feels well made. You know it's well made. You don't have to be a professional in the automobile industry to know when you're driving a good Mercedes. This unfortunately isn't one. The lack of power from the engine really spoils the whole experience. But apart from silly little cosmetic things like the wing mirrors are too low down and the rear vision is really quite obstructed by the headrest and this great big spoiler going through the middle of it, there's nothing else wrong with this car, and the steering on this car is fantastic. You could chuck this car into corners at speeds you wouldn't even consider in other cars. It really does hold the roads well. In this car, because of the short wheelbase, it just loves corners. This is one of those cars that I personally would love to do a hill climb in at speed. Steering is so responsive, it's silky smooth. The car doesn't bounce around all over the place because it hasn't got the length to counter effect that. Great little car to drive. I just wish this car had a high powered fast engine in, because it would be such an orgasmic vehicle to drive. Not in the big laid back luxury Mercedes sense, but in the sporty sense. It does have a sports car feel, but unfortunately it doesn't have the sports car performance. Now, the interior of the car is fine. It's very attractive, it's very beautifully laid out, everything's elegant and easy to read, no obstruction from the steering wheel. Center console looks very appealing. There's a lot of empty buttons here, so this is obviously quite a basic model. The ride itself is silky smooth. There's a lot of noise from the rear back axles. For some reason it sounds a bit thin on the floor pan there. It almost sounds like they could do with a bit more soundproofing. But the most annoying factor about this car is the wing mirrors being, one, way too small, and two, they're so low down. Why are they so low down? There's no need for that. You want to look in them, not look at them. Now here's a nice little sharp corner here. We're not doing it at speed, 30 miles an hour, and it, oh no, 20 miles an hour actually, and it absolutely loved it. This car is just a pleasure to drive. This is one of those Mercedes that's designed for nipping around a town, I think, yet it's still capable of shooting down the motorway. The build quality is superb, the ride quality is superb. It's just got some really stupid design faults. In fact, I've just thought of another one. To adjust the seats, because this one's not electric seats adjustments, you have to put your fingers and your hands into crooks and crannies that your hands just can't fit into. That's very annoying. Silly little design faults like that are things that really ruin a car. And if Mercedes had ironed out a few of these little faults, this car would be perfect. But to be fair, if I had to give it a score out of 10 in its class, I would have to say this car is definitely around an 8 figure. I just wish it had a bigger engine and a little bit more of a common sense in certain designs. Thinking about buying one of these? I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's a very, very good car.